Alright, so I made another run to Five Below and picked this one up. And if you guys see my last video, I actually got this for Christmas. Well, I just gave that out, didn't I? Anyway, let's just pretend I bought two of them. But I'm just going to display one of them for the channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and get straight to it. And this does claim to have 200 classic games, which I'm pretty sure are NES games, but I guess we'll find out in a moment. So you can actually hook this up to a TV. I'm surprised these aren't HDMI cables, these are composite AV jacks. So I'm guessing that's to save money. And this is probably got to be the tiniest USB cable in the world. I mean, just look at that. Wow. And good thing they include an instruction manual, but the instruction manual is probably, this is literally the instruction manual. That's it. I mean, there's nothing else to it. Note, the manufacturer doesn't not bear any responsibility for the leakage or corrosion of batteries caused by human beings. I mean, who else is gonna be playing this shit? Dogs? And then, last but not least, the console itself. And this is definitely cheap feeling. I should have known this was transparent out of the box. I mean, I can't say this feels any good because it's definitely not. Obviously, there's your battery right there, which I'm not even sure is... Well, technically you can replace it. I don't know if the milliamp, this is 350 milliamps, so that's not a big battery at all. Alright, so volume slider there. And again, and the controls again, super duper cheap. That's reset button there. And your controls are on top. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing on and see how it is. Alright, I think we're ready to try a couple of these out. Alright, so I got it hooked up to composite AV now, and the cord is super duper short. But with this, I'm going to be using my trusty Panasonic CRT since it's going to look pretty shitty on a flat screen. So I'm going to go ahead and try a couple of games on this and give you guys a taste. Alright, you guys, so to be honest with this, I really don't have that much to say about it. And, you know, kind of like I talked about in my last video where I talked about the retro video game console from Five Below. You know, this one, to me, this is actually the better one, I think. And, you know, I think it's because it's more playable, in my opinion. I think there are some games that I actually do recognize from the actual NES lineup. But, you know, just like every other clone, of course, you know, 200 games is total crap. I mean, you probably only get like 20 or 30 of them. I mean, obviously build quality is extremely cheap, you know, no question about it. You know, for about $5 to $10, I mean, that's kind of what you can expect, along with it having its own limitations. For one, I really wish it did have a, you know, separate port for like 2 players or something like that. But the one thing that actually surprises me about this is the ability to hook it up to your TV. Although, I think in this day of age, everybody is, you know, pushing towards HDMI and possibly even 4K, but I don't really think 4K is necessary. I don't expect 4K to be a thing with this. Probably just regular HDMI. And this thing actually still uses AV, which is a really old style connector. I mean, you know, compared to now, which is probably like maybe 20 years old at least. You know, which is why, like, when it comes to, you know, modern flat screens, a lot of people are going to want to hook this thing up to a modern flat screen. And, you know, it's just going to look terrible because the resolution is simply not up there. And that's why it does necessitate a need for a CRT, which not a lot of kids, not a lot of, you know, people who aren't really knowledgeable about these kind of things are going to invest in a CRT just for a, you know, shitty Famiclone handheld like this. You know, to say the least, I mean, the games at best are kind of decent, you know, not particularly great. I think a lot of them I haven't even heard of. So, but more importantly, you know, for me, I really wish that if this is a Famiclone, you know, and with this being one of the better ones from Five Below, you know, that it would have like Super Mario Brothers, Contra, you know, Castlevania, those type of games. I think honestly they kind of just took whatever and just crammed it in here because that's basically how Famiclones are, you know, since there's like hundreds if not thousands of them made. But overall, I really don't have much of an opinion about this. I mean, to me, there's not really anything that stands out. You know, I mean, of course you can get a portable Famiclone like this, and it has connection for AV. You can plug it up to your TV, no big deal. Also, in my last video, there did appear to be some sort of noise in the background, especially in my previous videos, which I might as well address now. And that's because my fridge sometimes likes to kick on. It's just super annoying. So I have to unplug it every time I do videos now because otherwise that interferes with the audio. And it honestly kind of bugs me. But anyway, guys, that is the Arcade Fun Portable Classic Gaming Console. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'm going to be coming out with some more bangers, so you don't want to miss them.